Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Starkside. While you're here, I do appreciate it if you support the channel by hitting that like button. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe, as well as the notification bell. So today we'll be talking about the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990s Leonardo. So this is going to be my first NECA figure review, so I did try and do a ton of research on which Ninja Turtle figures to get. And I decided to get these NECA ones instead of Playmates because these just look really awesome and super detailed. And I just love the 1990 movies so much. So anyway, let's start with Leonardo, then Donatello in the next video, then Raphael, and last but not the least, because he's my favorite, Michelangelo. So here we have Leonardo in this cool windowed packaging for the NECA TMNT 1990 movie figures. So at the front here, we get the logo for the 1990 movie as well as the 4 turtles peeking out from a manhole. That's awesome. And at the top, we get another movie logo. At this side, we get some nice images of Leonardo. On the other side, we get a full body image of Leo. And at the back, we get a brief write-up about the movie and some nice shots of the figure in different poses, as well as the rest of the turtles here at the bottom. Alright, let's get Leo out of the packaging. And here we have Leonardo. Now before we talk about the figure itself, let's go over the accessories. So Leonardo comes with a good amount of accessories. So we have 1 pair of weapon holding hands, 1 pair of open palm hands, 2 bandana pieces, a pizza slice, and of course his 2 katanas. Now looking at these weapon holding hands, so these look really good. So I did watch some reviews of the other figures, from other toy lines, from other manufacturers, and I gotta say, NECA did a good job with their figures here. So I'm really loving the green that we get here, and all these sculpted details like the fingernails here and the texturing. So it makes it feel like actual reptilian hands. So this looks really great. The same for his open palm hands, which also look really great. I'm not really sure what kind of gesture this is, just being 3 fingers here. I think the other turtles come with hands in different poses, so those might be interchangeable. We'll see in the next videos. Next, we have these 2 bandana pieces that go to the peg hole at the back of his head, and these look really nice. I like the blue that we get here, all the sculpted wrinkling here as well. So this looks very realistic. It's nice that we get 2 of these for more photography options, right? So yeah, really nice. Next, we get this fantastic looking pizza slice, and this is actually making me a bit hungry. Anyway, we get a lot of sculpted details here. So we have some olives here, maybe some bell pepper, and I really like the light yellow paint that we get here. It looks like actual cheese, but I do wish we got more than 1 pizza slice, maybe a whole pie. But yeah, still nice that we got this. And lastly, we have his signature katanas, which look really, really amazing. I love the silver that we get on the blades here. It makes the swords look really authentic. And the brown also looks good on the hilts here, on the handles. Really nice. I did notice that the material doesn't feel that durable, unfortunately, so I actually warped one of this by accident. But thankfully, I got it back in shape without breaking the blade or without breaking any of the material here. But yeah, you gotta be careful when you use the katanas here, and especially if you store them somewhere other than the sheets on the back of Leonardo, which I'll show later in this video. And just a brief bio about Leonardo. So Leo is the leader of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He wears a blue bandana and his weapons are his katanas, which were given to him because despite being an honorable person, he still needs to learn that he has to take down or kill his enemies when necessary. And in the 1990 movie, he's still kind of carefree, but in the later movies, especially in the 2007 animated sequel, he becomes more serious. And looking at the figure itself, starting with the head sculpt, I think this looks fantastic. I think it really looks like Leo from the 1990 movie, and I'm loving the expression that we get here. Leo being serious and all. Again, I love the green that we get here. And all these dark green spots as well. Really great detail there. Man, this looks like real turtle skin. The rest of the figure looks amazing. What I love about the 1990 movie is the fact that they used actual practical costumes for the turtles, and this figure captures that really well here. So we get this yellow paint for the front of his shell, and I love how it looks. I like the yellow-brown gradient here at the edges, and looking at the back, so the details on the shell here are done really nice. I like the sculpted spirally patterns here. Looks very real. And here we also have the sheaths for his katanas, and I like how it looks like it's made up of several, I want to say bandages. But anyway, it looks like something a teenager would do, you know? And porting in the katanas here is very easy, just like so. And the arms also look great, so we get some sculpted muscles here. Looks real. And we get these elbow pads and wrist bands here that are made up of this brown plastic. And it feels really durable, and I think these are separate pieces, which I think is great because it adds to the authenticity and movie accuracy of the figure. And the legs look awesome too. Like the arms, we get some sculpted lines here to show muscles, and again we get the same separate brown pieces for the knee pads this time. That's great. The feet also look fantastic, so I like the sculpted toenails that we get here, and I like how they're kind of dirty since they live in the sewers. Overall, I think the sculpt and paint-ups on this figure look amazing. Now let's go over the articulation for Leonardo here. So his head can look up that far, and he can look down as well. His head does rotate, and we do get some awesome neck pivot here. That's great. His arms move upward only that far, so it's less than 90 degrees, but you know, still better than nothing. And he can bend them down all the way. His shoulders do rotate 360. We don't get any bicep swivel, but we do get rotation here on the elbow, which is double jointed, but unfortunately the elbow pads are so durable that they hinder the articulation here quite a lot. I do wish they used a softer material so we can maximize the articulation here. Anyway, his wrists rotate and move up and down, so this is the same wrist articulation for all his alternate hands. He has a diaphragm pivot inside the shell, but unfortunately the shell itself will hinder this articulation, so yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. His legs can kick forward only that far and not at all backwards because of the shell too. His hips move outward very far, so that's great. We get a thigh swivel that feels kind of stiff, so be careful with that. Double jointed knees that are also hindered by the knee pads here again, so yeah, bummer. No calf rotation, but we do get rotation here at the knee, so that's awesome. His ankles move up and down, and he has ankle pivot as well. Now for some figure comparisons, here's Leonardo with some other figures from other toy lines. So we have the standard 6-inch scale Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man and the 7-inch DC Multiverse The Batman. And despite this figure being in the 7-inch scale, I still think he looks great next to Spidey. So that's my review of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990s Leonardo. So I think this figure has a good amount of accessories, great sculpt, and great paint apps, and fairly decent articulation for a turtle. So yeah, I'm loving this figure. And if you're wondering where I got this figure, so I got this figure from Collector's Quest Philippines. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of my review. Please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, I do appreciate it if you support the channel by hitting that like button. And if you still haven't, please hit that subscribe as well as notification bell. You can also follow me on social media, links in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.